My
You want
Cubbies.
to-
That's all I
The
got to
Cubs?
say. I wish Teddy was on here so he can listen. But yeah, I can't wait for baseball season. Go Cubs 2016. Finally. Looking for a repeat this year. That's all I got to say.
Tommy, you got anything to say about
Like I said, I wish Teddy was on because Teddy's a honorary Cubs fan now. Right now.
I think he knew you were going to say that, so he was like, nah, man, I'm busy tonight.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Picka Winner Sports Show. Thank you for listening. Remember to email any comments or questions and potential discussion topics to pickawinnersports@gmail.com, pickawinnersports@gmail.com. If you enjoy what you're listening to, tell someone about us. Thank you again. Let's get going. On our panel of sports geniuses today, first we have me. I'm Sreten, a.k.a. the producer, a.k.a. you don't really like sports, a.k.a. proof that there are dumb questions. Also with us is Toma. The third person is Tommy, a.k.a. Milo. Pro Bowl from last weekend. Did you guys watch it?
Milo.
I didn't watch the Pro Bowl, and I don't care about it, so that's all I got.
So yesterday I turned on for a second ESPN and I saw some flag football with a bunch of teenagers. I turned it off. So that's probably watched about 10 seconds.
I do feel bad for the guys that because they moved into Orlando and it used to be in Hawaii, so everyone expecting to go to Hawaii got to go to Orlando. So that kind of stinks for them because they were expecting a free trip to Hawaii.
Yeah. College basketball. All right, I got here. Gonzaga is finally ranked number one. Last week, Villanova and Kansas lost, and Kentucky lost. And now Gonzaga is number one. Any thoughts on how exciting the NCAA basketball is this year?
It's exciting. I'm glad to see the Zags at number one finally. But if you look at their strength schedule, though, I'm surprised. Me and Milo talked earlier that we thought it was going to be Nova again from the rumors we heard. But Nova dropped down to, what, 4? The 4, Milo?
I think so. Yeah. We were doing some prep work. We forgot to pull the rankings before. But yeah, actually, it's exciting for them, and it's wide open. But like the Big Ten is really down this year. Toma and I talk all the time about it. Like we have Wisconsin, who's ranked 10th now, who barely beat Rutgers, who had like 2 wins or whatever coming in. That's probably right or wrong. You could stat check that, but I just think the Big Ten's down. But it'll be wide open for tournament time.
And Maryland's, 19-2, ranked 17. If you look at their strength schedule, they're, number 2 in the Big Ten, and they're not that good.
Yeah, but as we also discussed, Northwestern is ranked for the first time in a while. That's pretty exciting for anybody that watches them. It's a shame that there's the games don't all sell out, small gym, but it'll be nice to see them make a run.
Kentucky lost twice, so they dropped to number 8. They lost to Tennessee in a good game against Kansas. Kansas took them on the road Saturday. Kansas looks like one of the strong contenders like every year, but we'll see how it goes with tournament this year. There's no clear-cut Final Four for me yet, and who I'd pick.
Yeah,
you guys are both IU guys. How nuts do you get watching their games?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They lost yesterday with the Northwestern, so we kind of knew they would lose. It was on the road.
How do you guys do? Are you guys still hopeful, or is your shit like grounded? Are you grounded in reality, or it's just this is what I have to watch? This is what
we have to watch. We're down 3 guys this year now. Blackman's currently out with a apparent leg injury we don't know about.
Yeah, I'm good. I texted Teddy earlier. What's good about being an IU fan or being from Indiana is when IU is done for the year or appears to be done, you've got Butler and Notre Dame to switch to because they're typically been ranked the last 5-6 years. So that's at least one consolation.
Notre Dame.
But Toma hates Notre Dame, so it's not for him. Maybe Butler.
Yeah, Butler. I'll go with Butler.
Are you Toma? Are you a team jumper?
When it comes to tournament, if IU's not in it, I'll go for another Indiana school like Butler or Valpo. I like to see Valpo in the tournament and get that, since they're from the region. But Notre Dame, Purdue, I can care less. I usually pick them to lose the first round no matter what. Who they play.
So I looked it up, and we're 43 days away from the tournament. About when do you just keep an eye out on everything, and about when do you guys start to get real fired up about it?
Big Ten tournament lately. Yeah. Big Ten tourney, get that starting that hoops and getting it going. But like we both said in the early in the year when IU got up to 3, we said, "Whoa, they're not that good. They just beat Kansas." But then now they're losing guys, so it's pretty bad. But when your team's not doing well, because any fan, they just want their team to be in the discussion. They want him to be potentially an Elite Eight team in the discussion for a Final Four every year. You're not going to win it every year. It's really, really difficult. But that's all you want. So when IU hasn't seen an Elite Eight since we were there, which is a long time ago, and before that, 1992, which is even a longer time ago. So, that's all you want. So they're not going to do it this year. And it's just, you just move on. You pick other teams to root for.
They're probably not going to make the tournament this year. The way
Really?
they're going to look. They're at 4-5 in the Big Ten right now. We play 16 games in the Big Ten?
18.
18. So you figure they have to have over a 500 record to even get a chance. So
you sound upset about that. Like you care. You didn't.
Yeah, I know.
You don't care. I mean, you have the show based on you not knowing anything about sports. So I mean,
I'm
it's
sad,
like,
man. I want the teams to do
No,
well.
should we bring up the P team or no?
You can.
Purdue?
I should be a fan.
no, like Purdue.
They should be the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
They got the number one player in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
They're gonna win the Big Ten tournament. Like they're just gonna be too much to handle. Mark that down.
It's noted. You made your pick. It's going to be
Them
in
or
the
Wisconsin
it's
will
gonna be
win
the
the
show
Big Ten
notes.
tournament.
So you
Even though
got
I'd like to see Northwestern do it now.
Yeah. Got anything else?
College ball. Duke beat Notre Dame earlier. Duke's been slipping without Coach K. I'm not sure when he's coming back. He'll probably be back by tournament time, I'm sure.
it's crazy to watch the difference between a college game and a pro game. Like there's guys on IU that travel multiple times a game, and they don't even call one travel in an NBA game. Like it's amazing. Like just the amount of turnovers. The difference. It's just really interesting to watch.
Do you guys like a college ball more than pro ball, or where are you at?
I think, I know Teddy's answer. He's not on the panel yet, but he's going to say college. Pro's cooler because the playoffs is pretty exciting, and you have guys that really are just a whole nother level. So I would say pro, but we get into college more, I think. But pro is better to watch. Wouldn't you agree, Toma?
Yeah, I mean, I watch my fair share of college ball, but when it comes down to it, when you want to watch a good Saturday night game, Cavs-Warriors, there's nothing better than that.
Right now, there's a lot of trade rumors going around, and ESPN and a lot of these places are really pushing how could the Knicks possibly trade Carmelo Anthony? And every analyst you ever hear is like, nah, they're not going to do it, but they can't stop talking about it. Do you guys even care? I mean, I don't care. I like that the Knicks are struggling. I'm not a Knicks guy. But currently the Bulls, which is, the team I like to watch, are just they're just a mess. And I don't even know if it's the games when you watch them play are up and down, but off the court, it's just a disaster. And I hate talking about it because one thing I don't like about sports talk is hearing about basketball players' personal lives or any professional sports, any athletes' personal lives. I don't care. It's part of it. It's part of ratings. People have to talk about it, but I can't stand it. But right now, the Bulls, there's all these trade rumors, and then you try to watch the Bulls, and they're just a disaster. So my question, I guess, is who are you guys watching right now? Do you care about these trade rumors? What do you think about the Bulls? All three of those things.
I do care about the trade rumors myself. I was shocked last week when hearing the Cavs turn down the Melo for Love trade, just because that's what LeBron wants, and I'm surprised they're going to make him unhappy. I did also hear today that Melo would waive his no trade clause to go to the Celtics. That's where he would like to go play. But obviously he's unhappy at the Knicks. He doesn't listen to Phil Jackson. Melo does what he wants. So I don't think he's a team player in that aspect. But Melo, how do you feel about the trades?
I don't know. I feel like the Knicks are doing the Carmelo when you have a job and your boss starts giving you stuff that you don't want to do, that you never did before. Like, hey, can you start filing this stuff away, or can you start making binders for me, or doing these reports and whatnot. That's what they're doing to him. They're just making it so he doesn't want to be there, and that's all Phil Jackson.
Yep.
That's actually pretty smart because he's just making it hey, why don't you come work Saturday? Can you work Sunday too? And that's what he's doing because he's tired of seeing his name out there. But Toma and I talked about Carmelo a couple of years ago on this show. We used to defend Jay Cutler, and I feel like he's the same type of player in the sense where he looks really good, he does a lot, but every team he's on just doesn't get over the hump, and he's just one of those guys. There's plenty of other guys I'd rather have. So the trade stuff. It's okay. I'm not really following it that closely. But as Toma said, I'm shocked that he didn't go to Cleveland because that's what LeBron wanted. Even though I don't think that's the right move for them,
No.
I'm shocked that it didn't happen. So the guys, I don't even know who's running the show in Cleveland, but they probably have a better feel for who they need than the players do.
The number 2 was the Bulls. Bulls are a mess. That's my favorite team. So that's your favorite team. Milo, we grew up watching the Bulls in the Jordan days.
Yeah.
It starts from the top, from Reinsdorf doing his thing and getting them all guys.
Milo's a Pistons fan now, so he's,
No, just Michigan and Tom Brady. That's it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But the Bulls are a mess. Then I'm hearing today that the rumors are the upper management in Chicago doesn't think they could build a team around Jimmy Butler. So that means, who knows, they could be shopping him, but they've been saying that for every year. I think the Bulls just need to clean house.
So that just
Clean house with the players, clean house with management, or just all the way across the board clean house?
All the way across the board. Need new management and then players. And then Reinsdorf obviously doesn't fire guys close to him. He's very loyal to guys that have been around. So Pax, I doubt will get fired. Maybe Gar. Pax, I doubt it.
Yeah, like
you got to get rid of Mirotic. I'm not a big fan of Mirotic. He's just been declining each year. And then Wade, obviously, I don't think he's going to resign with us. He's opting out for sure on that second player option this year.
I feel like saying that you leaking these rumors that you can't build a team around Jimmy Butler, it's just a smokescreen to just buy you more time to have a job. Because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be on the payroll and they want a job, especially the executives. It's a nice job. They'll tell you they work, grueling 80 hours a week, but at the end of the day, they get to go to basically any arena they want. They get to wheel and deal and make these trades, and that's the job they want. Don't let them fool you. So when you make a statement like, "Hey, our best player we can't build a team around them," that's sort of laying the foundation to buy time with the owner who is already loyal to you because he likes you. So you're saying, hey, you know what? We need more time. We got to reset this thing. Give us another 3 to 5 years. And it's just smokescreen. So they should just all hit reset on the whole thing and bring new people in.
I think they're trying to chase Jimmy out of town now, saying that. And then who benches your 2 best players? A 3-time champion, but a college coach, Hoiberg. He's the only one who would ever do that. You would never see LeBron get benched.
I've actually never. I don't. And people can check this. And I mean, nobody's going to listen to this, but whoever does, can check it. I don't think like a finals MVP, because Dwayne Wade was a finals MVP, right, Toma?
The year with Shaq.
Yeah, the year with Shaq. I think Dwayne Wade was the MVP. I mean, you benched a finals MVP for trying to motivate his teammates. That's embarrassing. So the point is, he's gone. He's like, I don't need this. I'll go somewhere else. And you're running your team like a college team. That's very clear. And these aren't college players. These are professional players. They're assets of your organization. They're not student athletes. So they botched that.
They did. That was the worst.
So what do you watch instead? I know Toma said when certain teams play, you got to watch, and the basketball is amazing. Is there a certain team you try to follow as often as you can, or just whatever's on, and if it's a pretty good matchup, you watch that?
Exactly. If it's a pretty good obviously now NBA started, the 21st, Saturday nights, so anytime you got the Cavs on or Warriors, Warriors played Saturday night, beat the Clippers by almost 40, but I watched every minute of that game because Steph Curry was hitting everything.
Yeah. He hit a half-court shot, right? Yeah.
Like nothing. He was like, I do this all the time.
I was listening to PTI earlier, actually, on my way back home, and that was one of the things they were talking about, because they were saying, should Curry have celebrated after he hit the half-court shot? And they were going back and forth about it because they ended up winning the game by, was it 44 points or 40 points? But they scored 140-something points total?
140.
That's insane. And is that grounds for celebration? I mean, I feel like anytime you hit a half-court shot, that's ground for celebration. I don't think you need.
I would celebrate if I hit a half-court shot. If I do it at SNF this year, I might go streaking. You never know.
Australian Open. Serena Williams won and Federer won. This is Federer's 18th Grand Slam. They're both 35 years old. They're both over the hill in terms of tennis, but Serena is super dominant.
I actually, Sunday morning, when I was up so early because my daughter was up, I looked at my phone. I saw it was 3-1 Nadal in the 5th set. So I turned it on to ESPN on the TV and watched the final. Federer, got the next 5 points to win, but he probably will be the greatest tennis champion ever. He had an easy path. just because of Djokovic and Murray going out early.
Yeah.
So that gave Federer and Nadal the way to the final. I'm surprised Federer was ranked 17th. Obviously, they go by the ATP rankings and points, but he did. He impressed everyone. What'd you say? He's 35.
35. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to beat all these younger guys than him. I think he beat Nishikori, which is like 25 or something. So it's impressive. I'm not a big fan of RF. I think he's a crybaby. So
I agree.
And then I don't watch women's tennis. Serena seems to be in it all the time, so I just gave up on that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that so the last 4 or 5 years that Djokovic has been doing really well, everybody, all the Federer and Nadal apologists have been saying, oh, he's only doing it because, Federer and Nadal aren't any good. They're all done. So it's nice that they come back around and are in contention for stuff, because I think what it does is solidifies what Djokovic was doing for the last couple of years, because everyone always says, oh, it didn't count as much because those guys were past their prime. Well, clearly they still have something left. So maybe when they thought they were past their prime 3 or 4 years ago, they really weren't. So that's my sort of analysis on it. Not being
I kind of would like to, since we like you said, we used to do a segment called Defending Jay Cutler. We could do a Defending Djokovic thing like fairly easily, because people know that he's the best when he's the best. He's had a rough 6 months or so, but I still don't feel like he gets the respect, at least here. I'm not sure globally that maybe he should. And if you listen to his interviews and watch his public presence and all that, he's like a great ambassador to the game.
He is.
He's always presenting himself in a good light. He's always trying to look good. And I remember when he was younger, he had a quote before he started dominating, and it was like, he seemed super cocky. He seemed like just real full of himself and didn't know how to be humble. And then he kind of turned it around. And since then, once he started winning, like I said, he's been a great ambassador for the game. And it just doesn't seem like he gets that respect. There's a lot of places, I know when he plays in like certain tournaments, people always chant for whoever he's playing against, and it's odd. I don't know if you guys get the same feeling. You let me know if
they call him the Joker for a reason.
Yeah. See,
but bring up the defend Jay Cutler thing. If I was on the show years ago, I would never defend him. I never liked him from the start. But
we never even asked for that full disclosure, and he just came out of nowhere. Like that's all.
Yeah,
way
take it
easy. He just wants to let us know where he stands.
I would never show to defend him. I would never defend Jay Cutler. Next,
we'll say this about Jay Cutler: he's making $12 million next year on this contract, so that's not that crazy for a starting quarterback. I don't know who else you get. I'm throwing that out there. But Chicago Bears fans would probably, not myself included, but they would probably rather see them not have a quarterback than have Jay Cutler back there next year.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. So it's time for a change. But all I'm saying is $12 million for a starting quarterback is not crazy. Because the big dollars of his contract are gone. That's all in the past now.
So what you're saying is when the season starts up again, I'll be doing a solo Jay Cutler and just fighting with you guys the whole time. That's what I think that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then it'll be super awkward when I get him on the show.
Defend Djokovic, though. I want to go back to Djokovic real fast.
Yeah.
Since I do watch a lot of tennis.
Sure.
Obviously, he has been disappointing. And to go out in the second round against the 117th ranked player in the world, which was a wild card in the tournament, lucky to be in this tournament. I just don't know if Djokovic has got that fight anymore. Like, I hope he proves me wrong coming up, maybe he wants to get out there and get the French, but after being, 7 straight Australian Open finals, and you go down in the second round, I don't know what's going on mentally in his head or what's going on in his personal life, but I hope he gets back to it, because I thought he had the potential of getting close to RF's record of Grand Slam titles. And I just hope he proves me wrong and he's got to do good in the French. If he bows out early, then I don't think he's going to recover from going back to the top.
Some people are blaming his new trainer because he's apparently a hippie.
Oh, boy. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I didn't read totally on why him and Becker's split. They said it was mutual. It was time.
I don't think it's such a bad thing, especially for a single like a game like that. I don't think it's a bad thing for these guys because you're the only person on the team. It's just you. I don't think it's a super bad idea for you to switch trainers every couple of years or so, even if things are going pretty well. Unless you have a guy that just changes his technique, or you have some next level dude. But I don't think it's such a bad thing to switch trainers, especially in a sport like tennis.
Especially tennis, yeah. He needs something new. I just hope he does turn it around, though, for the sake of him. And otherwise, they're going to be like, look, they'll talk more smack about him, and he's the villain. And like you said, he goes to the U.S. Open. No one cheers. Whenever he plays Roger Federer, everyone goes for Federer, obviously.
Yeah, and Federer just seemed, he only when he wins, you're like, oh, I guess he's okay. And when he doesn't win, he's kind of a baby.
Yeah, he is. He
Tom, anything else?
More than anyone.
Yeah. No. Anything else about tennis that you love so much?
No, I'm good.
You sure you don't want to talk about Serena Williams?
No, I'm good.
NHL hockey. There was an All-Star game the other day, and there's 3 more months of hockey.
Next topic.
NFL football. The Super Bowl's next week. Did you guys want to talk about the game from 2 Sundays ago? Both of the games?
Man, I'll tell you what, living in Wisconsin now, no better feeling than watching with Packers fans in a basement the game, trying to be silent and telling them, oh, you guys, good luck this game. But deep down inside, I was so happy they lost, smiling ear to ear that they got blown out. So that's all I got to say about the Packers. I can't stand them. And then the Pittsburgh game, I mean, Brady was on a mission from the start this year, and nothing was stopping him in that game to get to the Super Bowl.
I watched the highlights of both games. They're just unreal, the highlights. He was just I talked about it last week when it was fresh. Dude, you watch Brady play, and it was like the camera was getting confused too. And it's not like it was going anywhere, but where you thought he was going to throw or where you saw receivers open, he'd throw it somewhere else. And when they show the replay, you're like, wow, well that was a wide open, that was a wide open throw. Or even if it wasn't, he looked perfect. It was crazy. Like I'm not on the level that you guys are, but watching those highlights, it's so damn impressive. It's crazy.
32 for 42. I mean, you can't get better than that.
No, and it's that combination of he is so good at his position with the players that he has, and his coach is so prepared. It's just amazing to watch. You
give Belichick a good week or so. He shut down Bell, and Bell ended up getting hurt, but Belichick takes out their best players.
I was never a New England fan. I always, for some reason, they just seemed like the bad guys that were always the dominant bad guys that you see in movies and stuff, the people that beat everybody up and nobody can possibly get to them and nobody likes them, but they're whatever. But after the whole Deflategate thing, it was so ridiculous. They made a fan out of me. Whatever they would have done this year, I would have been like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm gonna root for them to win every time. It was really. And I did claim at the beginning of the show that I don't like gossip stuff, but that whole thing was ridiculous. It was ridiculous because of the actual facts. Like, the whole thing that was happening was ridiculous, but then it was also annoying just how much everybody was talking about it. Like the events, when they were talking about PSIs and footballs for hours and hours and hours for weeks at a time. Ridiculous. When NFL football is the most exciting sport, like the most exciting thing you can watch is NFL football, and people are talking about how much air pressure is in the ball. You got nothing else to talk about. So
yeah, that was really weird that all happened. That going back to that Deflategate and all that is just really strange because it's not like the Patriots aren't a big part of the league and the success of the league. It didn't make any sense. But I read that the rumor is because the commissioner of the NFL technically works for the other owners, that it was all driven by the other owners, that they pushed him to do that and take it that far. And, sort of a democracy type of thing where they said, hey, you got to do this. And he makes $30+ million a year and he had to follow it through.
He makes double what Jay Cutler's going to make next year?
Almost triple.
To go back, though, I've been a Patriots fan ever since Brady went there. Because Milo knows I've been a Michigan football fan for a long time. I'm just glad Brady, I hope he gets another one. This will be number 5?
5, yeah.
Out of 7, hopefully, for him. That's just unreal. And I think he's the best quarterback of all time right now.
Yeah, I do too.
If he gets another ring, he'll be untouchable. That no one ever catch up to him ever in history.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you have to look at the players that he's had.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked up, so if anybody watched the AFC title game, they showed that it's their 6th straight AFC title game. That's crazy. Like, that consistency is unbelievable. And since 2010, they've been a 1 or a 2 seed in the playoffs. So that's 7 seasons that they've been a 1 or a 2. That's really hard to do. That's a lot of games you have to win. And then the other stat thing that I looked up, Brady hasn't gone, I think, more than 4 seasons without going to a Super Bowl. That's his biggest drought. So he's basically, and that includes him being injured for one of those whole years. So it's pretty amazing. So you can count on him being in the Super Bowl at least every 3 years.
So do you guys have New England winning the Super Bowl then?
I do.
You think it'll be an exciting game, or you think it's going to be just domination?
It all depends on Atlanta's offense. Are they going to be exciting like they were all year? Or is Belichick going to shut them down? That's the key. But I think it'll be an exciting game. Mm-hmm.
So we're called Pick a Winner Sports. That means you got to pick.
I'm picking Patriots.
In a tight game?
34. Nah, let's go with 37-31 Patriots.
Okay.
So
and the spread is 6.
That's high scoring. I go 20-28. All right, call it 28-24 Patriots.
Okay.
3 now the line. It was open up at 6, so Patriots are favored by 3.
So I do want to talk about this real quick.
34-31. I retract that.
I got two more things I want to talk about. One thing is that Tommy sent me a stat last week about different quarterbacks, and I'm going to read it off to you guys, and you let me know what you think. And it's just about that whole thing. You guys have both said that you think that Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time. Mm-hmm. So this might be an unnecessary conversation, but
I can tell you who's second.
This stat. Tell me after I'm done reading this. The stat is that Brett Favre has 13 playoff wins. John Elway has 14. Troy Aikman has 11. Peyton Manning has 14. Joe Montana has 16. And Tom Brady has, as of right now, 24 playoff wins. So based on that stat, he's on another level. Tom, when you sent that, is that all you wanted to say also?
Yeah, because I think that the thing that we use as a benchmark for fandom and grading people is how well they do when it matters. You know, the regular season's cool, but it's like, what do you do when the lights are bright and when it counts, when it's, elimination game and whatnot. So the fact that he has, who's second on that list? I don't have it in front of me.
Let me see your Joe Montana has 16.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's 8 games ahead of the great Joe Montana, who some have called the best ever, that's pretty good evidence for me that he's the best ever.
Yeah, no one's going to come close to Brady. How come Jay Cutler's not on that list? Oh.
I don't know.
Montana is he was good, but yeah, Brady's untouchable.
Okay, so if he's untouchable, who's second? You mentioned that we can talk about who's second. Who is second?
I like Montana or Elway. Pretty neck and neck as to go down one of the best. Manning wasn't on that list, right?
Yeah, Peyton Manning had 14.
Yeah, I don't think, to me, he's not tops. He was good, but I would have to go with Joe Montana at number 2.
Okay.
He was fun to watch.
Tommy?
Me, John Elway, Joe Montana 2, John Elway 3, Brett Favre 4, Dan Marino 5 is my list.
See, Marino without a Super Bowl, too. I would throw him in front of Favre. I hate Favre, so can't put him in there.
That's fair. It's the last topic. What we try to do every episode is talk about something that is not dated, like when people say, who's the best basketball player of all time, or what would be your dream team, stuff like that. Could Babe Ruth hit against, some modern-day pitcher? Sorry, guys.
Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, so Tommy sent us 2 screenshots of some stats.
Derrick Rose and Penny
Derrick Rose. Yeah, it was Derrick Rose versus Penny Hardaway, and I have the sheets in front of me, but that doesn't help you guys. So the discussion is who's a better player, Derrick Rose or Penny Hardaway?
To me, overall career was Penny. I will give Derrick Rose his MVP year that he was great. Then he got hurt, but it was always fun to watch Penny. He was just more of a people person. I liked him, on the court and off the court. Penny, what he did. Derrick, obviously, he was quick. He was fun to watch out of college. Got drafted to the Bulls, obviously our favorite team. Won that MVP year. Got hurt, kind of ruined his, the rest of his career so far. I don't think he'll ever get back to what he was. And then he's just not a good PR person, you could say.
Yeah, he should never. If I was,
he should never speak.
He almost never doesn't sound ridiculous when he talks. I don't even want to say dumb. He just always sounds ridiculous. And when he was on the Bulls for a while, until people just got tired of it, they would explain it away. I just think he's not a smart person. He might have like a really, really good basketball instinct to a point, but is he really even a smart basketball player? The 1 year he was unbelievable, super talented, but you tell me, is he a smart player on the court? Because when he does get in front of any kind of microphone or interview or any for the record stuff off the court, he's terrible. And Penny had he was charming.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter as in regards to what we're talking about. But then it kind of does, because I was a huge D Rose fan, and even with hurting himself once and unfortunately hurting himself again, I was like, he'll come back. We all root for him. And then, he says stuff like, God, I got to go, so I can't stay in Chicago. I got to go somewhere where the fans actually root for me. But everybody's rooting for him.
So I don't think so. Like, not everybody's cut out to be a PR guru and all that stuff.
Right.
But I think that it's really tough to be in your home city. You have a lot of scrutiny by everybody who's an expert, locally. I actually think that D Rose had the better career because Penny Hardaway, because first of all, his career's not done. Penny Hardaway had Shaq. So yes, Penny Hardaway went to an NBA Finals, but then D Rose won an MVP. And I just think what he did was a lot more exciting. Those couple of years that he had, the way that he played above the rim. I love the way Penny Hardaway played. Thought he had a really solid 6 years. And that's kind of what started the discussion for me. Is I was watching some of the free NBA League Pass, the free week trial, and they had Penny on there, and he got into the Orlando Magic Hall of Fame. And then it showed the years he played, and it was only 6 years. And it felt like 12. So then that's what sort of got me thinking about that. And I don't know. Yeah, Penny Hardaway probably had a better 6-year run than Derrick Rose's same.
That was my next question.
But I think that Derrick Rose winning an MVP is stronger than him taking a team to the finals with Shaq. Like, you can't argue this, but if D Rose had a player like Shaq, what would they have done? He had Carlos Boozer. So that's the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm so shocked that Rose still won the MVP. It should have been probably still. LeBron James should win it every year.
Well, yeah. What's even crazier? Yeah, what's even crazier than you might be shocked D Rose won it. What's even more shocking is that Kobe played 17 years and only won one MVP.
Exactly.
So it's like you don't really know what they just give it to who they want to give it to.
Yeah. Well, Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs. Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they just do it whatever, just to hype up the other cities or guys. And MVP to me is just a waste. Like this year, it's either Westbrook or Harden. I should go to Westbrook with it. He'll break the triple doubles, but I could see Harden getting it.
Who do you make a prediction now? Then that way I can mark. Who do you think Who do you think should win it? Who do you think will win it?
What is the record for triple doubles in the season?
I don't know.
Robinson. If Westbrook comes close to beating it, he should. But as of right now, and plus he's averaging a triple double. But I think they're going to give it to Harden.
I think you're right. So I think that if he doesn't average the triple double, he won't get it because if Houston somehow wins like 58 games, they're gonna say, look what he's doing, blah blah blah, and they'll give it to Harden. And then Oklahoma City might only have like 51 wins or 48 wins or something like that. So they'll base it on wins alone because historically, you always gotta. Rarely does an MVP come off of a very okay team. Like they're always a top 1 or 2 seed for that year. If you look back at all the guys winning in history. But I think that Russell Westbrook should win it. I hope he wins it.
Yeah.
But they'll probably give it to Harden. Also because Harden got snubbed that one Steph Curry year. Mm-hmm. They thought he should have got it, so they'll probably try to reward him.
Exactly. And Westbrook is like a villain in the league. Westbrook, like Milo made a great point. If he averages a triple-double, he should win.
He should.
But NBA is known to give it to guys with teams with better, with a winning record. So Houston would be a better record. I think they'll still give it to Harden. He's got some crazy stats too where
he does.
50 points. He's got 2 triple-doubles with 50 points or more this year.
Well, you know what, guys? I think we can wrap it up now.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I was ready.